Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to Hyperspace Database. I'm Jonesy the Mandalorian, your host here with today's topic, the organic Jabitha spacecraft. The Jabitha was a high-speed organic hybrid shuttle built by the Zonama Sekot shipbuilders, and was used by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker around 29 years before the Battle of Yavin, as seen in the Legends novel Rogue Planet. The Jabitha was 25 meters long with a 30-meter-long wingspan. Its two Starship engines allowed it to fly up to a maximum atmospheric speed of 1,200 kilometers per hour. The ship possessed a Class 1 hyperdrive, but when Anakin Skywalker was piloting, it was an incredible 0.4, which was faster than the Millennium Falcon at her maximum light speed. The ship was equipped with deflector shields, but was not armed, as it was a shuttle primarily. It could hold up to 6 passengers and 22 tons of cargo. The Jabitha was a very unique ship, being built in the one place it could in the whole entire galaxy, the living planet Zonama Sekot. The construction process on these Sekotan ships involved a symbiotic relationship between machine and pilot, and it was constructed from scratch with the owners inside of the inorganic frame. Most of the components of the ship were inorganic, unlike other completely organic craft such as the ships of the Yuuzhan Vong. Yet the ship possessed an organic outer body and symbiotic mind, and shared a strong link with its pilot in its early years. It was said that the ship needed care and nurturing in its early stages before it could think for itself and act independently of its pilot. Around 3 years after the events of The Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker traveled to the mysterious world of Zonama Sekot, which was rumored to make the fastest starships in the galaxy, to try to locate the missing Jedi Vergir, and to investigate the rumors of the incredibly fast shuttles that were produced there. While the Jedi did not find Vergir, what they did find was a very unique planet with semi-organic ships that were incredibly fast, and also very much alive. The Sekotans made the Jedi one of their custom ships at a great discount, which was incredibly generous, considering a brand new custom-generated ship cost upwards of 1 million credits brand new, compared to the mass-produced TIE Fighter, which was only 60,000 credits new. The shipbuilding process was very unique. First, the client would be buried in semi-sentient spiky seed partners, and however many attached themselves to the client would indicate whether or not the client was accepted, sometimes leading to the rejection of the client. The approved client would then be put in the shell of the craft, and the living ship would be built around them. The seed partners would meld with the inorganic components of the ship. While the client could ask for specific design features to be implemented, such as craft size and design as well as other specifications, the planet-wide mind Sekot had the ultimate say, and therefore many of the ships, while being different in small feature changes, maintained the overall same look of the Sekotan design. Most of the ships had 3 different lobes, a middle lobe which housed the body of the craft, and 2 outer lobes which both housed the engines. Once the ship had been constructed, the customers were asked to stay with their ships for a few days, to ease the transition between organic seed pod and hybrid organic-inorganic starship. The interior of the ship was often as sleek and graceful as the outside, with a shiny green skin covering the entirety of the craft, and vibrant blues and reds highlighting the interior. One very interesting thing about this whole process was that when the ship was completed and the pilots prepared to depart the sentient world, they were made to swear an oath to secrecy about Zonama Sekot and its shipbuilding process. If that oath was ever to be broken, the bond between ship and pilot would dissolve and the ship would die. So most of the pilots, who dropped millions of credits on these ships, had no problems keeping their mouths shut. Most of the ships that were built by the Zonama Sekot shipbuilders were high-speed shuttles, designed to transport beings across the galaxy at great speeds. One pretty incredible feature of these ships, though, was that they were capable of independent thoughts, and shared a semi-telepathic link with their pilots. In times of crisis, though, Sekot, the intelligence of Zonama Sekot, could override the telepathic link and take control of these ships to protect itself from attack, and did so on several occasions when it felt threatened. The Jabitha was a very special Sekotan ship, as it was piloted by Anakin Skywalker and named after the Magister's daughter Jabitha, who he had befriended. The ship had a glowing green skin, and the Jedi agreed that it was faster than anything they had flown before. The Class 1 hyperdrive was extremely expensive, and allowed for very fast hyperspace flight, but because of the unique bond between the ship and Anakin Skywalker, the ship was capable of reaching 0.4 past light speed, which was incredible for a ship of that size, and surpassed its technical limitations. The ship had no marked controls to speak of, but that didn't really matter, as Anakin was able to pilot the ship and had a telepathic link with it. While it did possess deflector shields, it possessed no weaponry, and relied on its speed rather than on combat prowess. Not long after the Jabitha was constructed, Zonama Sekot came under attack by then-Commander Wilhuff Tarkin of the Republic, who was after the coveted living shuttles for military and political leverage. To prevent the planet from producing ships for their enemies, since it did not want to cooperate with the invaders, Tarkin used the Republic forces to try and destroy the shipyards, which led to Sekot amassing an army of its own produced ships to protect itself. The Jabitha was critically damaged in the ensuing battle. The living planet Zonama Sekot then astonished everyone and revealed its massive hyperdrive system before vanishing into hyperspace. Despite the enemy forces no longer attacking, the Jabitha could not live after sustaining so much damage, and died before it could make the journey back to Coruscant with the Jedi. The Jabitha would not have lasted very long despite its injuries, because the life force of the ship was tied to Zonama Sekot, and when the planet jumped into hyperspace, that connection was severed. While this spelled the end of the Jabitha and all Sekotan living ships produced before this point, Zonama Sekot would be seen many times throughout galactic history, showing up when least expected, only to vanish again when threatened. Besides its appearance in the Rogue Planet novel, the living planet appears in the New Jedi Order series of novels, where it plays a very important part in the whole series of conflicts against the fearsome Yuuzhan Vong. Many years after this series of events, Zonama Sekot makes another appearance during the resurgence of the Sith, in the Legacy series of comics by Dark Horse. The Jabitha was an incredibly fast organic shuttle that was one of a kind, and who knows what it could have been capable of had it not perished in the battle against invading forces. Though one thing was certain, it was an experience of oneness and speed that Anakin Skywalker would never forget as long as he lived. Want to know more about great Star Wars topics like this one? Stick around to the end for some secret trivia, and you can check out my other videos for more great Star Wars content. Be sure to chat with me in the comments too, because I really want to talk to you guys. Super special shout out to my Gold Captain Patreon supporters Nick Sutphin, Miss2003, and Matthew Scott. Your support is super appreciated and helps keep the show going. Thank you very much. Be sure to chat with me in the comments about this and any other Star Wars topic you want to talk about, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching.